suspicion on YouTube, reigning supreme, true crime king and queen, strange clown and weird pop, they live in the dream. Mysteries unravel, they keep it on blast. Catch that vibe, share, donate fast. Comment, watch live, don't miss out. Stay tuned, that's what it's about. Strange suspicion on YouTube, reigning supreme, true crime king and queen, strange clown and weird pop, they live in the dream. Mysteries unravel, they keep it on blast. Catch that vibe, share, donate fast. Comment, watch live, don't miss out. Stay tuned, that's what it's about. Strange suspicion on YouTube, reigning supreme, true crime king and queen, strange clown and weird pop, they live in the dream. Mysteries unravel, they keep it on blast. Catch that vibe, share, donate fast. Comment, watch live, don't miss out. Stay tuned, that's what it's about. Strange suspicion on YouTube, reigning supreme, true crime king and queen, strange clown and weird pop, they live in the dream. Mysteries unravel,
Hey guys, thank you for coming to our live. Today we are going to go over a few things, and I guess there was a new document just released today in the Bryan Kohberger case, basically just sealing evidence that, or they called it exhibits in the case that were on a USB drive. So I'm not sure what that is, guys, but we're not going to see it. So it really is irrelevant. But what we are going to go over today is what a lot of us have heard about, which was the phone survey. And that was part of a memorandum. I hope I didn't say that right. I mean, wrong. But it's the memorandum that is all the things collected, all the information collected that Ann Taylor feels is relevant to having the change of venue. And we have some things are standing out to me that I thought we could share with you before we go over the survey, since we're just getting started. And I believe, Bob, that starts on page 24, right?
Yeah, I got it up there. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
There's the raccoon. I just want to say hi to a few people, too. I want to say hi to TZ. I want to say whoop whoop to TZ. I want to say whoop whoop to Azart, I believe it is. And Weird Pervert Ninja, is it? Or Juggalo? What is it? Dang it. I'm sorry, I'm messing up your name already. If you type something, I'll say something to you.
Weird Pervert Ninja.
Is here. What's that?
It's Weird Pervert Ninja.
Weird Pervert Ninja. Whoop whoop to you. I just want to say hi to everybody that I saw so far. So like Jane, TZ, Cyborg, Dillhole's here. Virginia Wolf is here. Dr. Fell, thank you so much for shouting us out today a bunch of times during your live. That's really, really super nice of you. We appreciate it. If you guys are unfamiliar with Dr. Fell, he takes care of all those crazy telemarketer scammers that call. And if you're interested in great content like that, please check out Dr. Fell. Dr. Fell is in the chat. You can see the name Dr. Fell. I am subscribed to Dr. Fell, and I highly recommend that you subscribe to him too, because his content is not only hilarious, but also it's pretty informative if you're not very versed in those people calling you and scamming you, it's a really, really good place to go so that you can learn the do's and don'ts. That's what I got to say about Dr. Fell. Please check him out. So we are going to start on page 24. And what stood out to me here, you can tell me in the chat what you think of this. I think you can see it on the screen, but I see a total of, let's see, 29, 33 people from the Moscow Police Department. Then from the FBI, I see that there are 44 members of the FBI on this case and 35 members of the Idaho State Police. It does state that they had no suspects in custody. They were looking for tips. I don't know how you feel about this first point that I'm showing you guys, but I feel like that, I know that it was 4 separate human beings that lost their lives, but I feel like that is a ton of people on this case. And from what I know, what's that?
I said totally. It's
Totally.
a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, I don't think that's normal.
I mean, I guess would it be per person? Would it divided per person? Like,
Okay, yeah, let me look at those numbers again.
would that math? Would that be
Moscow
math?
Police Department's got,
Would that be mathing?
I was just mathing actually. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So 33 from Moscow Police Department. I don't know how big Moscow is, but that's a lot.
How
4
many is that
detectives, okay, 1 for each, right?
for each? How many for each person? Victim.
It'd be 1 detective per victim, and it would be 6 patrol officers per victim, and 1.25 or something support staff. And then for FBI, it would be
It's mathing. We math.
44 divided by 3. 11. Dr. Fell teaches science, otherwise I'd have him do the math for me.
I mean,
don't know.
it's a lot. It's a lot per victim. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys think? I feel like Jane's saying, what mathin'? Right, exactly.
We mathing. We are mathing.
We are mathin'. Just because I'm a clown doesn't mean I can't math. Juggalos and juggalettes, we can math. We know how magnets work. Right, babe?
I think so. Yeah, I do.
I think so.
I get
Yeah.
it.
So what are your thoughts, you guys, on this many people on the case? Because that was my first point, and maybe it just stood out to me. I'm not sure. Also, you are welcome to come share your thoughts on panel, as well as when we go through the survey. We wanted to give you kind of like a prelude to the things that actually stood out to me. So that was the only thing that stood out to me on page 24. Oh, Dr. Fell did have a thought. He said, too many cooks in the kitchen and they will notch the prosecution. Right, too many, what is that saying? Too many chiefs, not enough Indians or something like that?
Yeah, I didn't. That said that on a tool shirt that I had back in the day.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, TZ can do some math. Yeah, that's right. That's right. If it was a book, it would be chapter what?
That chapter ain't in the book.
Oh, the chapter isn't in the book.
Yeah.
Okay, so after page 24, where were we at?
31.
31? Okay.
Yes.
And on page 31, I wanted to point out a few things as well. I noticed that it says at this time in the investigation, detectives do not believe the following were involved in the crime. So right away, guys, you can see right here that the 2 surviving roommates, the male in the grub truck surveillance video, and the private party driver who took them home were immediately dismissed in this case. Thoughts on that, guys? Wow, right?
Too soon.
What's that?
Too soon.
Too soon, right? And
Yeah.
then also, there were a lot of rumors going around, guys. And remember, here at Strange Suspicion, we're concentrating on facts. So here are the facts laid out right in front of us that a lot of rumors and speculation have confused quite a few of you. So I just want to point this out, okay? The identity of the 911 caller has not been released. Did you guys hear that? I've heard a lot of creators say it was Hunter that called, it was Bethany that called, it was Dylan that called, whoever they say called, nobody knows who called. This is right here. This is official documentation. Sorry if you're just learning this, because a lot of people have commented on our videos and told us that Hunter was a 911 caller, and I never had any confirmation of that. And now I have confirmation that the 911 caller was not released. So that changes a lot of things. Do you have any thoughts on that, Bob?
Who called 911? That's the question. Also, who rode to the hospital? Wasn't that the other thing? Didn't Dylan or Bethany ride to the hospital in a ambulance? I don't know. I heard some stuff about that, but I don't know. I heard whispers and talks of it, but I don't know.
Right. And then the next one, investigators are aware of multiple phone calls from Madison and Kaylee to a male. So it says are aware. So that's true, right? It doesn't say which male, but it says that she called a male multiple times, right? Madison and Kaylee both called. So that is a fact. Online reports of the victim being tied and gagged are not accurate. I have never heard that. Have you heard that, Bob?
No, I got to do something real quick. I'm sorry. Hang on.
Okay, no problem.
I can't really answer because I'm thinking. So.
Okay, no problem. So I'll just ask chat. Do you guys have any thoughts on this? I thought the caller was Quinn DM's boyfriend. Oh, Quinn Kelly, you're talking about. Yeah, I have no idea who the caller was. But also, I'm seeing that detectives seized the contents of 3 dumpsters on King Road to locate possible evidence. So a lot of people are saying, look, that guy put something in the dumpster. They're claiming they have seized the property of 3 dumpsters. I was unaware of that as well. They also said that they contacted stores to see if a fixed blade knife was purchased recently. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, guys, but I don't think it matters if it was purchased recently or if it's a family heirloom. I don't really care when they got it. I don't think that really says anything. It doesn't matter if it was purchased recently or not. They should have just, I guess it's something that they can go on. So I guess that's one thing. But there were no suspects in custody. And then they're, again, stating the same number that I gave you before. I believe the next page, Bob, is 33. Right? Okay, so on page 33, I'm not sure what I had here. Oh, okay. Oh, I put this for Cyborg. Cyborg, I wanted you to see this one, this second bullet point here. It says, on the night of the incident, officers located a dog at the residence. The dog was unharmed and turned over to Animal Services and then released to a responsible party. So I just wanted to tell Cyborg, because she's always saying she doesn't want to hear anything about animals being harmed. So there you go. Murphy was unharmed. That is absolutely confirmed on this official Moscow homicide update. That's all I had on that one too. But I think also right there it said that there was a rumor control bullet point, which I think is kind of funny, but maybe not. And it stated that there was an incident report of a skinned dog and that they have determined that it is unrelated to this.
Oh no, what happened? Where'd you go?
I just pushed my phone and it turned me off. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so the only thing that I saw on there was the fact that the skin dog, they have already like ruled not to have anything to do with this case at all. So I
Wasn't
think,
his name Buddy?
what's that?
Was his name Buddy?
Murphy, right?
No, the dog that got skinned. Can you hear me?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember. Does anybody know if the dog's name was Buddy that was skinned? Buddy. Cyborg
Yeah.
said Buddy.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Okay.
Interesting. All the dogs with the E names at the end. Buddy and Murphy. Yeah. So Murphy was unharmed, and that's good news, guys. And so that tells me that if they've ruled out Bethany and they've ruled out Dylan and they've ruled out the man at the grub truck, I'm guessing that's Jack, right? Jack Showalter. And they've ruled out what was the other person that they said? There was one other person. But I would think that if they've ruled all of those people out and they're saying that the skin dog has nothing to do with that, if we took all those people out of the equation, like the Moscow Police Department, we're not left with a lot of people that we've looked into. So that's all I wanted on that page. I'm not sure what the next one is.
I think it was 37.
Okay, I gotta turn this light on.
I'm gonna turn this music off too.
Okay.
Sorry.
37. Okay, so on page 37. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, sorry.
What's up?
I just lost it on my end. I just gotta go back to page 37.
Okay, this is about Monday evening Blaine Street incident update. This is on
Okay.
November 2nd.
Right, and this is an incident where they were saying that they heard girls screaming and they came out to assist, and everybody thought that maybe it would have a connection to the Idaho 4 case, but they also ruled that out.
Yeah.
Yep,
It says
that's
a female caller informed the dispatcher she saw a male in the front passenger seat of the vehicle when she opened the car door. The female, who was the sister, slammed the door and ran screaming from the car and called 911. Yeah, crazy.
yeah, and that was, is there a date right there?
Yeah, it was November 22nd, 2022.
2 weeks later.
But they says it was unfounded.
They, yes, is the police, Jane.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody was accused of being in the car, and the guys waited to talk to the officers. So,
Yeah, the guy came. So a friend of theirs came out, and he like came to assist them, and the cops were like, "Hey, were you chasing these girls or whatever?" And he's like, "No, I came to help them." And he waited with the police, so
Gotcha.
they cleared him. And I guess the girls must have said, like, "Yeah, we called him."
Okay. Weird.
What's the next one?
It's 55.
Okay.
Gotta check
And
out
guys,
chat.
just put your thoughts in the chat about any of the things we're talking about. This again was just the 2 surviving roommates. There it is right there. Okay. So whatever I was trying to think of before is the 2 surviving roommates were excused. The male in the grub truck surveillance video is excused. The private party that drove Kaylee and Maddie is excused.
An individual at the residence, one called. Wow.
Oh, so they're not going to say who called 911, but they did clear the individual that called 911. Interesting. Because that would be a good way to, like, it's a good way to cover your tracks, is be the one that, allegedly found them and was so concerned that they called 911. So
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It also says There have been numerous media inquiries about a 1999 double stabbing in Pullman, Washington, and a 2021 double stabbing with one death in Salem, Oregon. This is while the cases share similarities with the King Street homicides, they do not appear to have any evidence to support the cases are related. So,
Right. And the other thing that I saw on that page is that it says during the investigation, 113 pieces of physical evidence were collected and taken to the ISP crime lab. And then 4,000 crime scene photos were taken. That's a lot of pictures, right? 4,000? And then develop multiple 3-dimensional scans of the residence. And the scientists, what does it say? ISP forensic scientists and technicians worked hundreds of hours and over 260 digital media submissions by community members. So 216 digital media submissions by the public. Is that what that means?
could be.
Right, Dr. Fell? Oh my gosh. 260. Oh, so that could be Ring cameras. That could be, right? Anything like that.
Yeah, that could be any camera, probably, I would think.
Yeah, that's super interesting. What is the next page number I have?
What page are we on here? We're on now the next page is 167. That's what we got.
Oh, okay, cool. So when we get to 167, what do you see?
Boom.
Okay, this is the good stuff, guys. This is where I would like you to tell me what you think of this stuff. If you haven't seen this yet, this is pretty juicy, right, Bob?
I think so. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I kind of, know a little bit about this. Yes.
Right. So this is, they're talking about the 7-week period, like the search for the suspect, and law enforcement was hesitant to release information to the public. And many of the people who made information public or made public statements, such as the victims' families, they were really upset. And these are examples of this type of publicity that Ann Taylor wanted to include to prove that a change of venue was necessary. So I'll just read a few of them. We went from no danger to the community to a targeted attack of one or more of the victims and being told to be vigilant with the lack of any additional details. That seemed like a change. Others blamed drugs. Rumors circulated that the victims were bound and gagged. And if you keep scrolling down to 168, it says the department also addressed a rumor that the homicides are somehow connected. What is that?
What?
Okay, the call is not believed to have been made by the killer. They addressed a rumor that the homicides are somehow connected to an incident that occurred last month in which a couple of dogs were found skinned in Moscow. Oh, okay. Okay, that, and then it goes on to talk about the 2 girls where somebody came up and opened her passenger door window or passenger seat of her vehicle, opened her car, and they ran away screaming, called 911. That's that. Then they're talking about the psychic, Ashley, I won't say her name, sorry about that. The TikTok girl. I'm looking for the part where we get to the survey. You can take that off the screen, and if you can find that, I'll just talk to chat for a minute or whatever.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you guys, I'm just wondering what you guys feel about the fact that there are so many people working on this case and the fact that we are about to get to these survey questions. Let me put this banner up here that I made for you guys. So we are going to take the survey that they took on the phone, And Bob's going to find that for us. So if you have anything you want me to address in chat, you can do so. If you are interested in going on panel and giving your opinion on these questions, that would be absolutely awesome, because Bob and I don't have to talk to ourselves, you know? It's kind of nice to have your opinion in the chat and on panel. If you want to come on panel, you don't have to be on camera. If you don't want to be on camera, if you are familiar with the Bryan Kohberger case, this will be the survey that those people got. And when we get to this section, I just want to give you a little disclaimer. It gets kind of graphic, I would say. The things that these people say in this survey at the end, we'll get to after we get to these questions, that they say will happen if Bryan Kohberger is found not guilty, what they believe will happen. So I'm just going to give you that disclaimer. It's kind of rough. But hold on to your seats, guys. I think you can handle it. So is this the survey? I need the
Yes,
page
it is,
number.
sir.
What's the page number, babe?
Hang on, sorry.
Okay.
It is 227.
Oh,
227. Wasn't that a TV show?
yeah. Okay, guys. So you can see on the bottom of the screen there. You guys see that on the ticker? If you're on the phone, I'm sure you can still see it. If you're on your TV, laptop, whatever. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 is no opinion, 5 don't know. Ooh, I don't know where 6, 7, and 8 went. That's weird. So basically, I would say if you guys want to make it simple, if you agree, put a 1. If you disagree, put a 3. If you have no opinion, put a 4. And if you don't know, put a 5. So basically just go off that. There's just not the big degrees of what it is. So we should go into the questions. Do you want to read some of them?
Yeah, I'll start, I guess.
Okay.
So, here's the introduction. It says, "Hello, my name is blank, calling from the survey company name, blah, blah, blah." All right.
Oh, she's echoing.
What? Huh? What's going on?
Cyborg is right there. I don't know.
Oh, hi.
I think she's echoing because her YouTube's on.
Okay, does the respondent have a reasonable working knowledge of English? Do we know how to speak English?
Yes.
1 for yes.
Does everybody in chat know how to speak English?
1 for yes, 2 for no. Okay.
Yeah.
First, do you live in Latah County? 1 for yes, 2 for no, 9 for refused.
Oh, wait, I'm watching.
What?
Do you live in Latah? Does anybody in here live in Latah County? We had a sub named Angria who said she lived in Idaho. I don't know what county it is, though. I don't know if she's here.
Have I reached you on your cell phone or landline? 1 for cell phone, 2 for landline.
Yeah.
We're on a computer.
Push 3 for computer.
Yeah, 3 for computer.
They might be on their cell phone, though.
So the third question is, are you a U.S. citizen who is 18 years or older with a Idaho driver's license or a state-issued identification card with a Latah County address shown on it? Huh.
That's a weird.
These are just weird. I think these are just basic local.
Yeah,
questions.
yeah. I think it goes on 229.
So, are you in a safe place you can talk on the phone? 1 for yes, 2 for no. All right, let's go. Here we go. Main questionnaire. Before I begin asking you these questions, I'd like you to know that there's no right or wrong answers and that you are free to respond with "I don't know" or "no opinion" answer to any question that I ask. Okay?
Answer to any question.
Okay, number 1. Okay, this is the statement part of strongly agree is 1, somewhat agree is 2, somewhat disagree is 3, strongly disagree is 4, no opinion 5, don't know 8, and refused no answer 9.
Oh, I didn't miss any numbers. They just don't have those.
They just skipped it weird. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll put that banner back up then. Good thing I didn't fix it.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, it's right there on the screen on the bottom.
Yeah. So, if the government brings someone to trial, that person is probably guilty.
Whoa.
Chat. 1 for strongly agree, 2 for somewhat agree, 3 for somewhat disagree, 4 strongly disagree, 5 no opinion, don't know 8, refused not answer 8, 9.
I am very interested to see what our chat says.
350.
If the government brings someone to trial, that person is probably guilty.
I don't think
Wow.
so. Or you want to bring Cyborg Mama back up?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
I think she took care of her echo. That's what she was doing.
Okay. Oh, she X'd herself
Oh,
out.
she's out again. Okay. Cyborg says 4. TZ says 4. So 4 is
So everybody strongly disagrees with that.
right.
That's good. That's good.
Good. Yeah. Good job, guys.
Next,
So,
is it better for society to let some guilty people go free than to risk convicting an innocent person? Strongly disagree is 1. I strongly disagree, right?
it is better for society to let some guilty people go free than to risk convicting an innocent person? What kind of who wrote this?
I know right off the rip, the
What?
question
Like it's like, wow.
very confusing. They're already confusing you right off the get go.
Right from the jump.
Well, that's a strongly disagree for me.
Agree, Jane says agree.
Is it agree? I don't know. I'm confused.
Oh yeah, Angria's here. She's from Idaho. See?
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the last one on this section. Even the worst criminals should be considered for mercy.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what chat says on that. This is like community check here.
I'm gonna go with no opinion on that one.
Let me read it again. What does it say?
Can you see it?
Yeah, even the worst criminal should be considered for mercy. I'm gonna go with number 5.
Okay.
Because I don't know what you mean by the worst criminal. Maybe
Yeah,
it's not what I think is.
Well,
Hey, Rock Chalk.
what some people consider the worst criminal might not be the
Oh,
worst
yeah,
criminal
right.
considered by other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Because like we don't.
Because I don't like pedophiles at all.
Right. So that should not be considered for mercy. And that would be worst for you. But someone else might think something else is worse than that.
Right.
You know?
Right. Exactly. That's
So I guess pick your own worst there and then decide if that worst criminal should be considered for mercy.
Boom. Got you.
There she is. What do you think about that, Cyborg?
Well, a lot of people say it is better that one man be let go, one guilty man be let go, than 100 innocent men be jailed. So,
makes
I've
sense.
heard that. Yeah. So I don't know if I want 1 or 5.
Yeah, because it's not very specific.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't get specific yet, but it does get pretty specific next.
It's suspicious.
Right here, the next part, right?
Okay, so we're gonna go to this question now. This next segment part here.
Right.
I guess I'll continue to read it. This is a yes, no, don't know, and refuse to answer. And then it tells you to go to different sections of the question, but we'll just keep going, obviously.
Okay.
So now I'd like to ask you about an upcoming trial in Latah County. Back in 2022, 4 students attending the University of Idaho in Moscow were stabbed to death in their home. About a month later, Brian Koberger, and they have Koberger,
Koberger.
parentheses,
Burger. They're gonna make
Well-
a burger. Koberger.
he was arrested and charged with murder. Have you read, seen, or heard anything about this case?
Yes.
So we know yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard something about it.
Okay.
Yep.
So the next question is Brian Koberger with Koberger in parentheses again, which is weird, was arrested at his parents' home in Pennsylvania. Have you read, seen, or heard anything about this? Yes. I think we've all know that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Based on what you've read, seen, or heard about this case, do you believe Brian Koberger is definitely guilty?
Whoa.
Probably guilty, probably not guilty, or definitely not guilty of murder?
Probably.
And don't worry, guys, in the chat, just put what you think. It's okay if you disagree with other people. Just be kind.
Probably.
Probably not.
Probably,
No,
Probably.
probably not. Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
probably
That's
not.
Not definite yet.
Definitely not. Rock says. Jane says no.
I don't.
Oh
know
yeah,
yet.
Rock says that Rock stands by her opinion that Brian Koberger is a federal agent, which is a
Oh.
possibility.
Could be.
It's always a possibility. People believe that Charlie Manson was too, right, babe? Or was it CIA? You're on mute.
It was talked about after the fact
Oh, okay.
because he had all the LSD. I don't know. Big thing. Big hoopla thingy. Okay.
So now we keep going.
See all your answers in there you wanted to
Oh
see?
yeah, I didn't see. Definitely guilty, probably not guilty. What do you guys think about Brian Koberger? I didn't see anything in the chat.
No
Probably
opinion.
not, but I can't chat.
You can also have no opinion, or there's an other with an asterisk or whatever.
Hungry
That-
says, what about the other case? Oh.
Okay.
Virginia doesn't know if he's guilty or not. Okay. That's good. There's a lot of differing.
So here's the next question. Given what you have read, seen, and heard about this case, would Brian Koberger have a difficult time convincing you that he is not guilty of murder? Yes,
Wow.
no opinion, don't know, refuse to answer.
Don't know.
That's interesting that they ask if Brian Koberger would have a difficult time convincing them. Because Brian Koberger hasn't spoken. And he might not even speak. Not guilty.
I wonder if they're talking like a one-on-one situation. If Brian was sitting across from you, could
Yeah,
he
maybe.
convince you?
Maybe. Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. He's too smug for me, but he might be able to. See how committal I am on that?
They are, yeah, they are weird questions, Jane. She's right. They get weirder.
Yeah, they go weird.
Yeah.
So, how closely have you followed this case? Would you say very closely, somewhat closely, not closely at all, or not at all? I would
I
say
refuse to answer that question.
not at all. I don't know nothing
Very
about it.
closely.
And then there's like fill-in answers where it's like, what have you read, seen, or heard about this case? And then the next one would be, what rumors or theories have you heard about the murders or the victims?
Ooh.
Brian Koberger or the victims. Want to talk about that for a minute?
That could be an essay.
Yeah.
That it is. It is. I don't know what page that is, babe. We'll get to it. We'll get to it because that's the good part.
Well, these are all write-in parts. There were some of the answers that were given in the quiz. We could go back after, but
Right.
these are all just fill in. And then the next one is, what 3 words do you believe best describe Brian Koberger?
What?
That is a
Okay,
weird.
guys, let's do that one in chat. What 3 words do you believe describe Brian Koberger? You know what I would say? I got 3 words. You got 3 words, babe?
No, I got 2.
I got 3.
Ooh,
Brian
ooh,
Christopher
Koberger.
Koberger.
They describe it.
Definitely, I'm
That's
right.
a cop
I know I'm right.
Good.
That's a cop out.
She said he's not guilty. That's 3 words. So Jane's
Yeah.
leading it.
That's 3 words.
That's good.
Swell, educated man. SEM.
The next one is, what is your opinion of Brian Koberger? Is it very positive, somewhat negative, or very negative? Don't know, no opinion, or refuse to answer. That's somewhat positive, I guess,
Somewhat.
for me.
Kinda.
I refuse.
You refuse? Okay. It's just a good actor.
I don't have to talk.
I'll say that. I like
You can't make me.
actor.
I don't gotta.
Okay. And then out of that, we go into, how did these murders impact your community? And that's a write-in.
Maybe Angria can tell us. I don't know how far you are, Angria, but she said she was in Idaho. She was neutral on the last one.
Okay.
Angria, did you get that question?
It was Tater Tot.
Teeter tat.
Tater Tot.
What question number was that?
That was Q7. Question 7. How did these murders impact your community?
People argue a lot around here about the trial.
Oh yeah.
She's in Boise. Oh yeah, so you're in Boise. That's where what's his name lives, right? Quinn Kelly, Dylan's
Isn't
ex
that what
or current.
they moved the case or no?
It is an option. I mean, I don't know really how many counties are in Idaho.
Hundreds, I'm sure.
So it hasn't affected your community then, Angria. Is that what you're saying? I know you're like 2 hours. Is it 2 or 4 hours? Something like that from Moscow and Boise. Remember, Bob, when we looked that up?
Yeah, I think so.
2 hours away. See? Ding, ding, ding.
Oh,
Okay.
You got me going. Okay, Ryan, I'll
Oh,
give
yeah.
you
She's friends with Jeremy Kelly. I remember that now. Okay, go ahead, babe. You were on
right.
Q7, so Q8.
Okay, the prosecution is seeking the death penalty for Brian Koberger. If the jury finds him guilty of first-degree murder, it must be decided on whether to sentence him to the death penalty or to life without the possibility of parole. Which sentence do you believe the jury should select? Death penalty or life without the possibility of parole? And
That's a weird question.
there's also other no opinion, obviously don't know, refuse to answer. Yeah, it's pretty
If the jury finds him guilty, right?
Yep, that's if the jury finds him guilty of first-degree murder. It must then decide on whether to sentence him to the death penalty or life without the possibility of parole. Which sentence do you believe the jury should select? Death penalty or life without the possibility of parole?
Yeah. Life without parole if it gets that far.
Rock says not guilty.
Yeah.
Tater Tot says life. Brian says hello. Hello, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
I'll say I refuse to answer on that one.
Yeah, I really I don't have an opinion because I don't think he's guilty.
So I'm going to go on to the next one. We're going to question 8.
Yeah.
Given what you've read, seen, or heard about this case, would Brian Koberger have a difficult time convincing you that he should receive life without the possibility of parole instead of the death penalty? Wow.
Wow.
Yes or no?
Wow. As if they know Brian Koberger. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
If he
They're
have a
giving
hard time convincing you, does he have a voice?
it
Does he
seems
speak
kind of
English?
does it seem based like they're giving him like really weird questions like we already know what you think. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
a lot of it is worded in such a way that they're like, can he convince you? Not
Yeah, he's already guilty in their eyes.
Yeah.
not could he inform you? You know what I mean? Could he tell you about it? Like, no.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It's weird the terminology that's being used. It's really unfair. It's biased. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No problem. These are other like Ada County. It says, how do you believe residents in Ada County would react if the jury found Brian Koberger to be not guilty?
Koberger.
This is the one where some of the answers they were saying they
Oh,
would
yeah.
burn the courthouse down.
Wait, don't tell it yet. Don't tell it yet.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was saving.
Spoiler alert, sorry.
Spoiler.
Yeah, yeah. Just distract them. Go.
So, yeah, we don't know what they do. Here's another write-in. As you may know, the media have reported a number of things about this case. Some people may remember some things, while others may remember other things.
Oh,
We're interested right? We're interested in what you may remember, even if you already told one of the previous questions. Told me in one.
Wow.
Stupid question.
So they're just asking for.
That's the write-in ones that we were gonna.
Yeah. Okay, here's another yes and no one. Have you read, seen, or heard if Brian Koberger was arrested at his parents' home in Pennsylvania?
Chat.
I
Have you
heard-
heard that?
I think
That's what I
that.
heard.
Yep.
I heard it was in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
He had
and they
gloves
busted
on.
they
Probably
busted
scared
in
his mom.
Rambo style.
They what?
They busted in Rambo style and broke the windows in. And
Right?
And
Remember-
he had gloves and was in his underwear.
yeah, he was
Poor
holding
guy.
some bags
He's
or
like,
something.
hey. He's like, can't you knock? Yeah, everybody did hear that. Brian heard it. Tater Tot heard it. Jane heard it, that he was arrested at his parents' house.
Okay,
They're awake.
have you read, seen, or heard if the police found a knife sheath on the bed next to the one of the victims?
Hmm.
I heard that.
Gee, have we heard?
I heard that.
I heard that.
Did you hear that they found DNA on the knife sheath that matched to Brian Koberger?
Matched
No.
to his father.
Yeah, that's what I heard. The dad.
Yep. So that's a trick question, right?
Right. And it is kind of weird that they keep saying it's his dad's DNA because that's like the same DNA as him, pretty much.
Have you read, seen, or heard if Brian Koberger owns the same type of car recorded on video driving in the neighborhood where the killings occurred?
Hyundai Elantra.
He
Right.
owns one, if that's what it was.
Yeah, if that's what it was, correct.
Right. There were a couple different models named. I don't know if anybody in chat remembers the different models. Dill might, because Dill's a car guy.
I remember a couple.
What were they?
Ford Fiesta, one of them or something.
People are talking about 300s and all these different, Ford cars, and I believe it did look like the police car.
Yeah.
The undercover one
Yeah,
from the
Like-
Banfield.
I think it was them turning around, and I don't know why they would. I don't even know if that video is real. That video might not even.
Right. We
video-
don't know what is evidence. I mean, we
Right.
wouldn't really have it.
That video is just something people are pumping, saying it's real. So I don't even know. You know, I understand it is a real video camera that might be from that night, but it doesn't capture anything that is anything as far as I'm concerned. But okay, we'll move on. Have you read, seen, or heard if a cell phone tower data showed Brian Koberger made several trips near the victims' homes months before the killings?
12.
Yes, don't know, refuse to answer. I think a lot of people heard
Vancouver
that.
made several
right?
trips.
Wasn't it 12 trips?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Something like that, like pings,
Oh.
right?
Right.
Yeah. With the ping thing, that could be. He could have been in Washington though. That's what according to our boy Ray.
Ray.
Oh, Ray. That's right.
Have you read, seen, or heard if university students in Moscow and their parents lived in fear until Brian Koberger was arrested for the murders?
I heard they didn't.
I also heard that, but I would
They
think
were
they
like,
would.
oh, nobody's scared. We're all staying at the school. Like Ethan's siblings, right? They stayed at the school. Bethany and Dylan stayed at the school, didn't they? Or did they leave right away?
Everybody knows who did it. We just don't.
Right?
Right. I don't know. I know I will. If we go back into some of the answers, I heard like some people said some different things about how they felt.
Right. We can go there. You can go there.
I'm going to skip some of these. We heard that he stalked one of the victims. Yes. Have you read, seen, or heard he stalked one of the victims and had followed them on social media? We heard that.
I heard that.
Have you ever talked about this case with your family, friends, or coworkers? Discussed it online, for example, on
No,
social
I
media?
never have.
No,
Me too. Have you ever heard others talking about this case in person or
No.
online?
No.
No.
Have you seen anything about this case of the murders on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, or other media sites?
Maybe.
Have you watched any episodes or shows covering the Moscow murders, for example, on Netflix?
Ooh, we saw a bunch of them, didn't we?
Yeah, we
Cyber
watched
Sleuth.
we watched the Paramount one. I think that was on Paramount.
Yeah, we watched that on Rock Chalk's.
Yeah, Rock Chalk. Yeah.
Discord.
Yep.
Yep. Shout out to Rock Chalk, you guys. You guys should sub up
It's
Rock
Rock.
Chalk. True crime.
So
I do.
Um,
She's a good friend of ours. She's like family.
have you joined any groups on social media that talk about this case? For example, the University of Idaho Murders Discussion Facebook group.
Oh God, no.
Is that an actual Facebook group?
That is. We have a sub that tells me about stuff that goes on in there all the time.
Have you
It's got a
listened
lot
to
of creators in it.
Have you listened to any true crime podcasts or watched any shows on YouTube that cover this case? For example, the King Road killings. I
What?
don't think I've seen that.
Haven't watched that. Watch
The
you
King
guys.
Road killings? Has anybody seen that?
Mm-mm.
Strange Suspicion Group. There you go. That's Rock Chalk's link right there, you guys. Go ahead, copy that link. Click it. Sub it up. We'll still be here. Come right back. You can sub her up. You better. Okay.
No, so we didn't watch that. That's okay.
I've never heard of that. The
I
King
haven't
Road
heard of it either.
YouTube
I think
channel?
you know what? Actually, I might have saw it like on the Roku menu.
Oh.
Remember that one time? I was looking
Behind
for
you.
different things on the Roku menu.
Oh well.
Okay. Did you or a family member or someone you know live in Moscow when these murders occurred?
God no.
Thank
Have
goodness.
Are you or a family member or Are you a family member, a student, or employee at the University of Idaho in Moscow?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Not me.
Have you ever visited or walked by the home where the murders occurred? Ooh,
I refuse to answer.
that's a weird
Yeah, you've been there.
I refuse to tell you that.
right. I walked by
Neither
the.
confirm nor deny that information.
I was
I
walking by
witnessed
the
that.
murder. Sorry.
You're
Yeah.
walking by the night of the murder.
We're just chilling.
Did you experience high levels of stress, anxiety, or fear during the search of the person responsible for the killings? I would say that would have been a high yes on that one. Don't you
Right.
think?
If we lived there, I'd be terrified.
Yeah, I'd be terrified too. I'd still be terrified if I lived there, to be
Yes.
honest with you.
Yes.
Weird.
It is weird.
Okay.
It's weird,
So, so if you answered yes to that, it says, "Can you tell me about that?" Is a write-in question. So, all right, here we go. Question 15. Did someone you know experience high levels of stress or anxiety or fear during the search of the person responsible for the killings?
Probably yes. Everybody said that.
Okay. Do you
Everybody
know?
lives around there.
Yeah. Do you or someone you know work for any law enforcement agency that is involved in investigating the murders in Moscow? They probably all answered yes on that one.
I would think so.
Everybody's a cop in that town.
Everybody's a cop.
Everybody's daddy.
Finally, question 17. I have a couple more questions to be sure we have included all groups in this survey. Okay.
Okay.
All your answers will remain confidential. Okay.
Of course.
Sure.
Question 17. First, how often do you read a hard copy or online version of a newspaper? Would you say you read it every day, several times a week, once or twice a week, less often than once a week, or never?
Never.
Never read a hard copy.
Or online?
Online, yes.
Okay.
Do we? don't
I do.
think we-
I
You do?
Yeah. What newspapers do you read? I am interested in both local and out of town papers. And then it gives a list. It's got the Moscow Pullman Daily News,
Oh,
the Idaho Agronaut or Agronaut,
too.
State Publications, Blackfoot Morning News, Boise News, Boise Weekly, Bonner County Daily Bee. Huh. Those must be some of the local newspapers. Oh, there's way more. I'm not going to read all them. Holy cow. Then they have like USA Today, Wall Street Journal, stuff like that.
And they're talking hard copy?
I think so. Just like
Uh-huh.
newspapers. Yeah.
Paper.
Newspapers.
Paper. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Well, so question 18. How often do you read the local news on the radio or watch it on television? Do you listen to or watch the local news every day, several times a week, once a week? Blah, 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 blah. Once a week. How often do you see local news or news-related updates online or on social media sites such as TikTok, Twitter, or Facebook? Every day, several times a day, once or twice a week, less than once a week, or never?
I'm not copping to Facebook.
I think I see news on like every day on Facebook and different things like that. Twitter.
Yep.
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No, strange. Can't hear
Oh,
strange.
I said, I post to those every day, each one of those forms of social media. So
Yeah, I wonder where you went. I was like, you're pretty quiet.
sorry about that. Sorry, guys.
I'm not looking at StreamYard. I'm reading. So, but sorry.
Yeah, so I put just as a side note, guys, I put that down in the bottom. If you guys don't know, we are on oops. Please ignore that TikTok name. What in the heck is going on there?
What
Hold
are
on,
you doing?
let me correct that. I was putting our social media at the bottom, but for some reason,
I don't see anything posted.
yeah, let me show you what it says. This is why I took it off.
Oh,
See? It's a strange thingy, Seocean.
oops.
Right, so I'm gonna fix that.
That's not you.
That's weird. That's not
These
what it says.
questions are very weird.
take my glasses off to read it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, where's the section that we were gonna get to?
Oh, you want to skip it all already? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
pretty
pretty much that. I mean, honestly, the rest of the questions,
Okay.
the last question is what is the nearest city or town you live in, and then the rest are just like how old are you, what race are you,
Which
but
is none of our business. Yeah.
right. So yeah, I'll go up to those real quick. Some of the answers I gotta find them. I gotta scroll up forever. So
Yeah, I'll talk about it for a second. So you guys, the most shocking of all of this that we have seen is that there is a section, there are a few sections that have write-in answers. And in these write-in answers are some pretty brutal statements. I remember one of the questions said, "What do you believe will happen if Brian Koberger is found not guilty?" And I guess this is an anonymous phone survey. I don't know if it's anonymous or not. I'm assuming it is, but the answers definitely they were taking into account that they were not going to be held accountable for anything that was being written, right, Bob? Like
I don't think so. I
I
think
wouldn't want that traced back to me. So we're going to
you could,
show you that stuff.
yeah, you can
One
totally
second.
be anonymous on it.
Yeah,
I haven't found it yet. Hang on.
it's pretty shocking. And the fact that the judge and the prosecution feel that, change of venue might not be appropriate. I'm not sure how long it's going to take for the decision to be made for this change of venue to take place. But I don't think there's going to be any hesitation after seeing this. This is like officially what the judge is looking at, and anybody deciding that change of venue who doesn't take these things into consideration would probably leave it where it's at. But once you guys see this with your own eyes, it's kind of shocking.
I think this is some of them. Wait,
Okay, what page is that, babe?
it's 190.
Okay. 190.
I think these are just some of them like mixed in. Like,
These are like rumors too.
yeah, it's like the first one. He came from a family of crime and previous cases that have been uncovered. That's like the first thing.
Yeah,
Right
it's like
out.
the first rumor.
Family of crime.
Right. It says that let me do some. It says that he came from a crime family, basically. They said he has been linked to murders in Washington. They think he's been linked to a murder in Oregon. They say that maybe one of the victims rejected him sexually and it caused this. That's where the incel thing comes from, that incel rumor. They're saying that the girls were party girls. Brian was studying criminology. See how much he could get away with. I'm not sure how that has anything to do with each other.
He was a law student at WSU and he looked on the internet for how to do certain things. He was interviewing people for his thesis.
That's
What
true.
does that mean? I heard that Koberger had an obsession with multiple people involved. May have been connected with ritual killings of an animal.
Good Lord.
Speculation that the roommates were involved. Surprised that the police did not do more investigations. I think frat boys have been involved. Yeah, these are some of the answers that were given.
Yeah, those are the rumors that they've heard. They're saying that they heard that the police butter up to Brian Koberger to try to get him to talk. They were saying that he sliced and diced them and hung them from the fan. That's
Wow.
another rumor.
That was a Reddit post.
You know what else it is? It's from Scream.
Oh,
Yeah.
even be
We're pretty sure he did it. Pretty sure he's
Stephen
stalking,
Kennedy said it.
checking the places they went. One of the girls had spurred his romantic advances. Wow.
Also, go ahead.
He was a teacher assistant at WSU and he had issues with women there. One of the restaurants where he ate, it was where one of the girls worked at. So this is stuff that people heard, right? Yeah.
Right.
Where's the one? I feel like I remember
Ken.
it was home. Okay.
They're saying he had someone else in the car with him. He killed the people, and there was someone else helping him. His roommate said Koberger was acting strange around the time of the murders. Did he have a roommate?
He had a neighbor.
Here's some of the how they felt about the community felt after the murders. It says, I think tremendously basically changed everyone's lives in a community that felt extremely safe, caring, personable, changed in an instant. I don't know how long it'll take the college students to feel safe again. It was so terrible. It jarred the whole community. It impacted us in a very negative way. It ripped our community apart. We lived in fear for so long. I know, I still do. And it wouldn't be surprising if others do too. Community was shocked and we felt deep loss and broken all our hearts. We had a very dark cloud over our community for so long. The fear we faced will forever change our community forever. And it's going to take a long time in our community to get it back to normal again. Wow.
Of course it is.
Yeah, these must be all the community things. Scared everyone. Cops were checking everyone's cameras. We were not prepared for something like this in our community.
Not sure you can ever be prepared.
Right.
So on page 199, babe,
Okay.
can you go to that?
Yeah. Right
Here
there.
it goes, guys. Here it comes.
Oh yeah. It
Here
says
they are.
this is how they felt if Brian Koberger was set free or found not guilty. They'd burn the courthouse down.
What?
Yeah.
Outrage would be a mild description. Very upset. They would think the jury failed.
Oh my God.
I think we would all be heartbroken all over again, and fear would possibly rise in us again. I don't think we would be okay with a not guilty verdict at all. It would be hard for our community to accept, and it would be difficult for us to move forward and feel safe in our own community like we did once before this horrible tragedy. And then it says, oh my gosh, I'd be so afraid, possible riots. And then it said, we would be disgusted unless some major evidence proves different. The entire country mostly believes, county believes he's guilty. They better have substantial evidence not to convict.
You want me to do
Man,
something?
they better.
If he's
do
not
that
guilty,
trial.
prove it. What? Yeah, these people are mad. And this
Yep.
one says, I think he probably would be killed. Riots, parents would take care of him. There's going to be a lot of compelling evidence to find him not guilty. Where was the one I read where it was like, crap, I can't find it now. They would take him out in the street and hang him or something. It might be down
Yeah,
here.
it was in the woods, right?
Yeah. Several would be on the hunt for him. Here it is. Several would be on the hunt for him to make sure he's got what's coming to him. They would probably find him and kill him.
It's a lynch mob.
Yeah.
People would take things into their own hands. These are all questions or
These are all answers they gave on this survey.
I'm glad I don't know any of those people.
The survey that Ann Taylor's talking about all the time.
This one says you better go back to Pennsylvania real quick. I wish I could find that one.
I think people will be very angry. Koberger will be in danger if they do not find him guilty. They would probably find him and kill him.
Here it
We
is.
already did that.
It's like that would be ugly, and I'm sure street justice would happen. One of the family members or friends would take care of him. He would have a hard time finding a place for peace.
Do they understand what a jury of his peers means?
That's a jury of his peers. That's what Ann Taylor's saying.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Damn.
A lot of people would freak out. It it would make people really uneasy. They would not act kindly. Probably would be riots. 85% would be upset.
It says they would ask for the prosecutor's job.
Do you think that is fear that he did it, or that the killers are still on the loose?
I think I don't know, man. I think they think he did it no matter what. And then if they,
I'm with you, Rock.
I don't know, man.
I don't
Yeah,
either.
I feel like I want to know what chat feels like too, and what you feel like, Cyborg. But what I feel like is that's not right.
No.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you so
Oh,
much for the super chat.
Someone answered, I feel that there is something wrong and there was corruption.
Yeah,
That was one of the answers.
Is that
they
one
see it
voice
too. I
in
mean,
the
it's right in front of them. What's that,
lonely
Cyborg?
voice? A lonely voice in the community.
Yep, one person said
Yeah.
that. Well, what's this say?
And
It
Brian gave
raised
us a super chat, Bob.
Oh, thank you, Brian. Appreciate it so much.
Cool, Brian.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Brian's so awesome. Thanks
Yeah.
for being here. I emailed him to come.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think of that survey, man? I don't know. Like, I tried not to go through it before we did this. Like, I went through like maybe 2 questions and I didn't go through the whole thing. But
Yeah, but when we saw those ones that you just
The
read,
answers,
I was shocked.
the answers were tripping me out.
I can't believe like they would go that far. Like, so basically, if he's guilty, he could face the death penalty up to and including the firing squad, which is, I don't know what year people stopped doing that. I don't know what Idaho is thinking, but he could get that, or he could get life in prison, or he could get out. But if he gets out,
They're gonna kill him.
what is that? Like, those are threatening statements, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's incredible.
You think those? You
Because there
think,
was a lot of statements.
you think the persons that said that were anonymous in the survey?
I don't know about anymore, right?
Right.
But the telephone survey, right? They knew
Mhm.
the phone number they dialed.
Yeah.
400 people or something. Wasn't it 400 or what was the number again?
Yeah.
600.
Because everybody was
Yeah.
wondering what those witnesses were, and those are the people who took the survey.
Yeah.
And many of these were sent out. They were phone surveys, Brian. They were anonymous, allegedly.
Yeah, anonymous, but they know your phone number.
And I would think they're anonymous, but it might be the people who are closest to that residence, or mostly students, because they were asking if you felt safe.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what it was,
I think
Brian.
Ann was right. She should have that thrown out and all that.
Did you want to look at some of these percentage numbers here?
Yeah, what page are you on, though, so I could follow along?
It's 189.
Okay, thank you.
And it just kind of gives you a idea
Oh, yeah.
what people had answered. And I think Harsh talked about this particular area the other day, and like,
Oh, did it?
and these numbers right here tells you that it's going to be moved. They have to move it. They have to move it.
I heard Idaho justice isn't the same as a lot of other states.
Well, yeah, we're seeing it displayed.
Allegedly, I mean.
Yeah, allegedly.
If you're watching Idaho, I said allegedly.
I'm glad I don't live there.
Allegedly.
Yeah, Brian is saying he thinks it won't make it to trial. I was just actually saying that too, because I don't know. Like, I don't know that everybody around where we live knows about this case, but a lot of people who follow like news in general know about this case. So if it's that bad where they live, I would think it's also that bad also where Brian lives. So the murders happen in Idaho. They're going to have to move it somewhere in Idaho. But if they don't, I think the same things could happen as well. There could be riots. There could be people freaking out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in
That's-
Idaho.
That's a terrible reaction to that, though. What a community that would do that, would stone or lynch mob a dude.
Nothing half-assed. I think they do have to try him in Idaho.
Yeah.
Because that's where the charges are, in Idaho.
Well, I think right before we started tonight, I had heard that the P. Diddy case with Tupac's murder.
Yeah.
Tupac.
That's and it wasn't trial. I guess they had a mistrial today.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
That one. I don't know anybody's name. That there was a.
Yeah, it wasn't Suge Knight though, right?
No, it wasn't Suge Knight. It was some other guy, and like I've seen a couple different clips with him like going off and in court or whatever. But I guess they had a mistrial. So.
Wow.
But if
Lucky
anything,
Diddy.
if this does get to trial, and I think that's probably what's going to happen. There's probably going to be a mistrial because of the evidence. They've already looked like fools. The prosecution already looked like fools with the evidence, with the like they didn't have it, didn't know what they looked at it the day before and all that shit. That's looked bad on them, terrible. And like, I don't know, man.
I don't know if it bothers them that they look terrible though. It seems like they really don't have like any regard for public opinion, right? You're talking about Bill Thompson?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
They should though, but I'm saying
Like, they just were like, well, you gotta get it. We don't know if it's there. Like like, okay, but I don't know. I think it could be a mistrial. I mean, look at the Karen Reed trial. I mean, it's going back. They're going back in, I guess, January. I don't know if you knew that. Strange, but
January?
yeah.
They decided it though this month, right?
Yeah, I guess. But all those police officers, they're like getting fired and whatever's going on with all that. But I think if they do take that trial, that's gonna go right back down too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, I'll be quiet now.
No.
No. Keep going. Bob.
No. Preach, Bob, preach.
Yeah.
No, honestly though, I feel like you're right about all of that. I honestly do. And I feel like it's the survey that we just talked about just shows like not only is the law enforcement seemingly allegedly corrupt in Moscow, Idaho, but the public opinion has been corrupted by media, by the law enforcement, by being misled that they were safe only hours after they found the bodies and then no arrest for 6 weeks. I would feel more frustrated if I lived there. I mean, I'm just assuming here because I'm not in that situation. I'm sure it's a lot more traumatic than anybody can imagine. But I feel like if I was in that situation, I would be pretty angry at the law enforcement. Why did you tell me I was safe? And then for 6 weeks, there was nobody in custody. Brian was right in the next city, right? For 6 weeks.
He was still going, wasn't he still teaching and everything?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. That's not very safe.
I would have been angry. Like I'm angry for them.
Yeah, exactly. And then where Brent Kopaka fits in there, I just don't know. The judge slurring his name when he tried to say Koberger and said Kopaka. Something's going on there.
Yeah,
that's pretty interesting. Yeah,
they're in the minds somehow. Yeah, I thought the same.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna let you go. I'll catch you later.
All right.
Thanks.
See you later.
Okay, bye, babe. Get a strange bag.
Yeah, get a strange bag.
Oh yeah, play that. Let me play that real quick.
All right.
Bitches, look, you can bring the spaghetti pot.
There ain't no spaghetti in it. But you can bring the pot in the bag. Buy yourself a strange suspicion bag.
What? I can't hear you. I can't hear you for some reason. You want to come in here? I don't know.
Oh no. Can you guys hear me?
I can barely hear you in here. I don't know if I can hear you.
Hear me? I'm not muted.
Weird.
Unmuted.
Yeah, it's really quiet. I don't know why.
Can you hear me now?
Kind of.
Can you hear me now?
Barely.
Should I go out and back in?
If you want to, or you can come in here and steal this one.
Oh, okay. We'll talk for a second.
I don't know why I did that. That's weird. Sorry, guys. No, it's the same. Okay. Gotcha. She's coming in here. I don't know what happened. I played the video and then her microphone didn't work all of a sudden. That's cool. That's really cool. That's the coolest thing that could have happened.
I'm in here now.
Okay. We can hear you.
Okay. So, did anybody think that did anybody feel that survey was a little bit biased?
I did. It was based. It was super based.
It was biased.
It was based.
It's biased.
It was very based.
Yeah, I had a lot of bass. So, let me see what this says. You use same mic. It's the altitude. We want Pia and Bob.
We're high. It's the altitude.
Oh yeah, it's the altitude. You're right. Very smart. That was a very clever statement. So yeah, we were oh yeah, also I wanted to just way off the subject, but not too far off the subject, that we released a short today, and I'm not sure any of you really saw it. It was a short about a haunted house owner. If you guys are familiar with any kind of haunted house, like crime related stuff, there is a haunted house called McCamey Manor, and it used to be in California, and then it obviously was not welcome in California anymore, and then got moved to the state of Tennessee. This is an extreme haunted house, and being that I used to be a haunted house actress, I just want you guys to know that this is not your typical haunted house. This is not a haunted house that anybody you probably know has ever been to. It is disgraceful. They allow, well, you have to sign a waiver and you have to have a physical clearance before you go there. And they torture you, they waterboard you, they scream at you, they spit at you, they hit you, they kick you. And they say that a tour, like, I don't know about you guys, but most of the haunted houses that I've worked at and that I've gone through, it takes about 45 minutes to get through it. And at McCamey Manor, they absolutely put right in their big, huge contract that you have to sign to go through that it's about 6 to 10 hours at this haunted house.
We could watch that video if you want.
Yeah, watch this real quick.
Yeah. You just sing it?
What the hell?
It's time we all
No, no, I don't want to see that. Yeah.
Why was I singing Purple
I have
Rain?
no idea, you guys. We got the wrong thing going on there.
That was him, though.
Is it McCamey with an L?
That was him. Because
Okay,
it said you had to sign a waiver to go through the thing. Why was he singing Purple Rain? That
I
was
have no
terrible.
idea.
Sorry,
There had
guys.
to be a different part of that website. Look,
Which part, though? Look at, see? The Manor and Me.
I don't know. I
trailer.
just keep there.
Probably that one.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to give you a little disclaimer there. This is pretty disturbing.
Okay.
Oh, look at me.
Randy, come here, old man. Russ is just a good guy. You know, I'm not what you think. Get him up. Have I told you
Okay,
numerous?
okay, guys, so you get the idea. That guy is a bad guy, and haunted house owners are not like that. But guess what? This guy has been accused of attempted murder and grape. I'm gonna say it like that.
On his girlfriend.
On his girlfriend or wife.
I like when I heard that, I thought it was gonna be like someone that went through the haunted house, didn't you?
I did think that because at this haunted house, people, what did you guys think of what you just saw at that haunted house? Is that anything that you've ever experienced at a haunted house? Because I've worked in over 20 states at haunted houses, and I've never treated anybody with that kind of disrespect. I think that is absolutely intolerable and disgraceful.
And it wasn't something like you get $20,000 if you win.
Yeah, if you can make it through 6 to 10 hours of what you saw for about
2 seconds.
2 seconds, like I was so scared when we had that on, you guys. I was so scared. I was like, Bob, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
Yeah, it was.
But you had to get the idea. Like they literally will waterboard people. They will. What else did you? They'll pry their eyeballs open.
They could tattoo you,
Yep.
pull your teeth.
Pull your teeth, pull your hair, kick you, hit you, spit at you, and people voluntarily go to that.
And then it said you couldn't. You had to take a drug test.
You have to take a drug test before you go.
You had to.
Yeah, Tater Tot is like, what?
You have to take a physical.
Yeah, you have to take a physical. You have to have it all the way cleared. But I think the good thing about being all the way cleared is that if anything happens there, you're absolutely going to have a lawsuit.
Yeah.
But nobody's ever
No one ever won, though. Did they?
Nobody's ever won. But I did see a woman from Germany, and she went through McCamey Manor 2 times, you guys. Can you imagine what you just saw for 6 to 10 hours 2 times, and she didn't get through? And let me remind you guys that this is not a typical haunted house. This is in a actual house. The guy's house is the haunted house, and he's got all these people working in there. And finally, you guys, let me just tell you, when I was at Midwest Haunters Convention in Columbus, Ohio, all the years I went, one day that man, Russ McCamey, came up and asked yours truly if I wanted to act in his haunted house, and I said no. And then he said, maybe you'd rather be a customer. And I said, fuck no. I cannot believe anybody would think I would want any part of that. Hell no. Hell no. So I just want to remind you guys, because haunted house season is getting started. All people who work at haunted houses are already working on their characters and their makeup. They're getting placed in their rooms, and they're training to entertain you guys during the Halloween season. So please make sure and support your local haunted houses, but please know where you're going before you go and look at the rules, if they're allowed to touch you, if they're not allowed to touch you. But all I can say is please, please, please give our short a little bit of love, because there's a lot of haunted house actors and actresses that are absolutely just going crazy excited that this guy is going to get put away, because some people have no experience with haunted houses, and then they see something like this and they think we're all lunatics, just like the guy that we had the short about that was also a haunted house actor. His crime had nothing to do with his job, but the media wanted to point out that he did work at a haunted house to make it a juicy story, if you guys know what I mean, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, like, it had nothing to do with his job there. They didn't say what character he did, what room he was in, if his crime was related to any of his acting, but they were just trying to sell papers. Just
I would have liked to know what character he did.
right. And what character he did, what weapon he used in any scenes or anything like that. If he trained people, if he
I think they kind of talked about it like he was into horror movies or something.
he was into horror movies and he was into anatomy.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying. And And that's kind of scary, right, guys? To be in a horror movie and to be into the human body, that seems like, well, it seems like something that he did.
It made him weird.
I mean, like his specific crime was disemboweling.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean,
right, he did.
that's super graphic, and that might be something that somebody might act out in a haunted house. But I feel like just in the same way as like, what was Karen Reed's job? I don't know what she did for a living, but I don't think it has any bearing on whether she's guilty or not. You know what I mean?
True.
But this guy, this haunted house actor that we had that short about, he did confess to that crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He pled guilty right at the beginning of the trial, so that there was like really no. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And send your short. Oh, maybe we should play Glowy. Hey! Oh my gosh. I'm gonna switch with you. Glowy, I'm so happy that you have joined us today. Everybody, please say hi to Glowy. She's had a rough past couple weeks. I won't get personal for you, Glowy, because I don't want to put your business out there, but please, everybody, put a heart in the chat with Glowy's name, please. It would mean a lot to me. There you go. Dill's going to start you guys out. So happy that you're here, Glowy. We were just discussing the short that we just put out about the haunted house owner that is, I'm so glad, you guys, that he got arrested. I know that there are a lot of things that he's not going to be charged in relation to because of the fact that people sign contracts. And that's probably why, Bob. That's probably why that you said you were surprised it wasn't a customer.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. And still, even if you sign a contract and like
they go too far.
they do some graping.
Yeah, they do. By the way, you guys,
Or
in that,
groping, right?
yeah, they do groping. They do. I'll say you guys are true crime fans. You know, you know what SA is. They do SA. They do emotional abuse. They do physical abuse. They've already been run out of California and they went to Tennessee.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. There's whole, like, I forgot the guy's channel, but there's a whole channel dedicated to the crimes that they're committing against people. But the people are voluntarily signing waivers saying like, yeah, you can punch me. You can kick me. Like, that's crazy. But some people.
Do you have to pay?
No, you don't have to pay to get in. That's the other thing. You don't have to pay to get into McCamey Manor. You have to give him dog food for his dog.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and
A
so
bag of
that
dog
makes
food.
him a charity haunt.
That's sketchy, right?
Right. So it's a charity haunt. So the rules are separate, and they. Oh, Cyborg Mama gave us a super chat. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
We don't get a lot of those, so
Thank you.
I know they're called super thanks, and they're also called super chat. So whichever you gave us and Brian gave us, thank you so much, Cyborg. You're so supportive. We really, really appreciate you at this channel. You're a great mod. Also, I want to shout out Dill for being a great mod. And TZ, I'm not sure if she's still here or not, but thank you, TZ, for being a mod. And Judy, who also is sleeping right now. So if you're catching us on the replay, we love you too, Judy. Thank you for being a great mod.
Did you have a good sleep, Judy?
Right? Judy's getting some beauty sleep, guys. So, I don't know. Do you guys plan on going to a haunted house this year? Do you guys do things like that? Bob just got some dental work he's pretty proud of.
I don't pay for it.
He got his papers fixed, guys.
I want to go to a Halloween.
I want to go to a haunted house. Should we go to a haunted house in October and record it and bring you guys along with us?
Yeah,
Do you guys have any?
that'd be cool.
I don't know how many Halloween fans we have in here. If you enjoy Halloween season, let us know. Because if you do, we can make October a huge month for content for you guys.
Well, yeah, like last year we went to, where did we go? TJ Maxx.
Oh yeah, last year.
We did a bunch of videos. Sorry.
We did Spirit Halloween. We did TJ Maxx.
Yep.
We did, oh man,
We did
darn it.
we went-
Michael's.
Michael's. We also went to the Halloween place, Spirit Halloween, and did something.
Cyborg, I'm not sure. A lot of haunted houses don't let you bring in cameras, so it'd be kind of like we would have to get a GoPro We'd have to be super sneaky and like strap it on Bob's chest, and he could walk around and be all cool. We could do that
I
though.
could do it.
He could do it. I don't know how much GoPros cost, but we could do a fundraiser for it. You guys can be real nice about it. So let's see. Most favorite holiday for Cyborg. Anybody else like Halloween? What do you guys do during Halloween? We didn't even cover pumpkin last year.
No. I used to love handing out candy. Like, I don't even think kids around trick or treat around here, do they?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah. Yeah, Halloween's a big time of year around here, and also downstate, down by that city named after that place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
Hell, Michigan.
I remember during COVID, like I saw somebody make this beer thing. They're like sending beers and candy through some PVC pipe down to the kids, and they had beers for the adults.
Oh yeah, when they walk around.
But it was during
Yeah.
COVID because he couldn't hand out candy during COVID or whatever. But it was a while ago. Sorry.
So nothing half-assed is saying most of his employees quit. I watched a documentary on it. Yeah. Okay, so you saw the documentary. I'm glad somebody knows what we're talking about. That was awful, wasn't it? I don't know what state you're from, but the guy, like, I'll tell you, when I met the guy, he had a really big ego about himself, and he really felt like his was the most extreme haunted house. And if you ask me, reality is not haunted house. Haunted house is fantasy. Haunted house is safe. Haunted houses are controlled.
He seemed like a freak, though. You know what I mean? Like he looks like one of those guys who enjoys giving pain to people. You know what I mean? Like sadistic looking guy.
Yeah, COVID candy doesn't sound very sweet. Dilho said.
Oh, I got cigarettes during COVID. Candy cigarettes.
Oh, I think they're behind us a little bit, because nothing half-assed is putting a
Chloe. Yeah, that's okay.
hearts for glowy.
That's okay. So what you feeling?
I don't know. I'm looking at what Brian's saying. Brian, I do know. I will. Hey, whoop whoop. Yeah, we got some
Love you.
juggalos in here. We love you too.
Love you. Thanks for staying, man. The
Yeah,
whole time.
thanks for
Appreciate
being
it.
here.
Appreciate it a lot.
Yeah. You should add us, Weird Pervert Ninja, please, please add us on Instagram and on TikTok and Twitter. If you have Twitter, I don't know. It's kind of selective these days who's on Twitter and who's not on Twitter.
Yeah, there was back to that McKinney. How you say his name?
McCamey, Russ McCamey.
Do you remember watching that one YouTube kid with me not too long ago? And he was like, "I'm gonna sneak in, and they put him in a
Yeah, he
they,
got
like,
the curly hair.
and he like tried it, and they put him in a dog cage and like sprayed water on him or something. And that was like, he was like, I quit. He wanted to quit because he thought it was so dumb. It was like wasn't even scary. Or anything like that.
He didn't get to it. Yeah, it's weird that they like.
And it was like after they moved it.
Yeah, and there was that. Is that the same guy who called McCamey Manor? And he said, they were like, no, you can't come. Remember, he tried a bunch of times,
Yep.
and for some reason,
They finally
like,
gave in.
yeah, Russ McCamey must have been onto him because the kid's like, I want to come through. He's like, not today. We got this going on, and the kid's like, okay, then when can I come?
Yeah, they didn't have any actors. Like,
And then
it was just him with like a garden hose spraying water on him when he
yeah,
was
it was more like bullying.
was
He was like
weird.
spraying the kid with water, and the kid's like, this is stupid. I quit. Like,
it was very dumb.
what way to ruin the kid's content, right? Kid's like, let me show you how scary this is. And then
I think at one time, like when was that? Like 2014 or something. Like it was super big. I heard about it. People were talking about, you gotta go. People, everybody was freaking out about it. Like people spit on you and yell at you and hit you, and man, it's so scary. Like everybody was talking about it then, and then it's like they moved or whatever. They got kicked out of California or whatever happened, and it like totally.
then moved to Tennessee.
They lost all their actors.
Yep.
It was just him and some weird old guy.
Yeah.
It was weird, man. It's weird. I'm glad he's in prison.
But he must have found new people in Tennessee to work for him.
Yeah,
because he was originally in California.
I'm glad he's in jail. That's funny.
That's interesting too, you guys. He's such a hot shot, this guy. If you met him, he really thinks he's the shit, but he's on $100,000 bond. Like all he needs to do is give like $10,000. I mean, if you would be able to get some kind of funding from somewhere to get yourself out of jail, Mr. McCamey, if you were such a baller.
Right.
But
that money probably never existed.
yeah, I don't think he ever had the money that he claimed, and I don't think he ever had any kind of morality, because just like I told you guys before, I don't know if you watch our other channel, but if you do, you know that I've been a seasoned haunt actress for a long, long time, and I know a lot about the haunt industry. I've never met a haunt owner or any haunt actor who thought that was cool or would stand behind a place like that. It's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely.
Yes.
Unacceptable. Not cool, not funny, not anything I think anybody should do at all.
What do you think?
I think we're good. I think we had a good night, you guys.
Yeah.
And we did do our video premiere already. This is our live for the week. And we will have a video come out probably on, what's today? Thursday? Saturday or Sunday. So you'll have to watch our community post for the regular video, which will not be a premiere video. So it won't have live chat, but still please share the videos like you guys have been sharing. I will show you in the new video the progress that we have made as a community in the last month. I believe that we'll probably have 50K views this month, which is absolutely insane for me to say out loud. Yeah, whoop, whoop, guys. Thank you for sharing your favorite videos. Make sure you're watching the shorts, sharing your favorite videos, old and new. If you are a juggalo or a juggalette, please share this with anybody in the community. If you are a fan of true crime, please share this with anybody in the community. Watch for our video probably on Sunday.
Okay.
Around noon.
Sunday.
And then we'll see you for the premiere next week on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, guys. Remember to share your videos. Share our videos. Take care.
Strange suspicion on YouTube, reigning supreme, true crime king and queen. Strange clown and weird Bob, they live in the dream. Mysteries unravel, they keep it on blast. Catch that box, share, donate fast. Comment, watch live, don't miss out. Stay tuned, that's what it's about.